The 21st century has shown us clearly, big goals are not just abstract dreams, but a real social phenomenon. What once seemed ephemeral, neuroscience now confirms. A clearly defined intention activates the brain to search for ways to make it real. People create what they focus on. The heroes of this story, Maulet and Jainar, focused on purity and safety. They dreamed of producing high-quality household chemicals in Kazakhstan. Their journey proves how powerful unity and a shared purpose can be in business. A few years ago, they were importing popular Korean products, but even then a natural question arose: why not produce this here in Kazakhstan? At the beginning of the entrepreneurial path, many people are overcome by doubts and fears. Is it worth taking the risk or not? But once a person finds answers to these questions and stops fearing risk, you can say they're ready to open their own business. The launch of large-scale production is always a tremendous risk, but for the Ayjanovs family it became the foundation of their philosophy. They asked themselves, why keep importing finished goods if we can produce high-quality products here in Kazakhstan? That question sparked their business, which has since grown into one of the country's leading household chemical enterprises. Their formula combined Korean technology, Kazakhstani production, and a shared family dream.
Отбасылық бизнесте бізде осы бірнеше бағыт бойынша жұмыстарымыз бар. Ең басты бағыт.
Our business has several key directions, but what we are most proud of is our own domestic production. We opened a household chemical plant where uncompromising quality is the priority. Beyond that, we've expanded into finance, legal services, and even opened a private clinic. My wife and I started this journey back in 2014. And since then, we've been building and developing our family business exclusively together.
14 жылдан бастап бірге құрғанбыз. Бүгінге дейін сол семьялық осы кәсібімізді жүргізіп келе жатырмыз.
In 2014, I worked with Japan and Korea, importing quality cosmetics and shampoos. Every time I saw their large-scale factories, I dreamt that Kazakhstan would have such a modern plant too. During the pandemic, we faced huge delays with delivery, customs, and paperwork. Those logistical difficulties pushed us to think, it's time to open our own production. We studied equipment in detail, researched the market, and finally the time came. We launched the factory of our dreams.
Success in business is never just about money. It's about the courage to take risks. Since 2014, Maulet and Jainar Ayjanovs studied the market, importing Korean products, and step-by-step prepared themselves for the challenge of building their own production. Chemistry, technology, certification, competition, they faced it all together as one family. When we got married, we didn't even have our own home. We started from zero, with very few resources. Our modest savings weren't enough for a house or a car, so we decided to invest everything into our business. It was a huge risk. Of course, there were enormous difficulties at the start, but we overcame them. I believe the most important thing in business is not to fear justified risk. Only when you are ready inside can you truly call yourself an entrepreneur. Building a household chemical factory was no simple task. It meant sleepless nights and long working days. Yet starting from nothing, they earned the trust of thousands of Kazakhstani consumers. Their strength lies not only in their family bond, but in their shared vision.
Олар істеген жұмысты неге біз істей алмаймыз деген бір мақсат алдыға келді, ой туды.
Why can't we do what they do? Why can't we produce goods of that level ourselves? Those questions became the foundation of our idea. After the pandemic eased, we traveled again to Korea, Japan, China. Comparing everything we saw, we realized it was time to move from trade and distribution to our own production.
Ойдан кейін біз басқа үрдіске өзімізге кішкене мақсат қойдық қалдық. Сөйтіп 2023 жыл болу керек. Осы елді аралау барысында біз сол
Around 2023, after nearly a decade of studying the market since 2014, our trips gave us the final clarity on how to scale up.
өндірісін алдыңғы жылдан бастап осы елімізге қойдық. Алматы облысы Греске орналасқан.
So we launched our household chemical plant in Almaty region, in Grass Settlement. We created new jobs for our people and began producing high-quality, eco-friendly and safe domestic products.
Экологияға ешқандай әсерін тигізбейтін өнімді дүниеге алып келдік.
Their journey shows that family business is never as simple as it looks from the outside. It demands resilience, unity, and the ability to withstand crises. And when the stakes involve national production, the responsibility grows even greater, measured not only in profit, but in trust from society and the state.
Our plant reached full capacity in 2024, once we had fully equipped the purchased industrial zone and completed the installation of machinery. The biggest challenge at the start was the shortage of qualified technologists in household chemistry. There are very few specialists in Kazakhstan. Developing unique formulas took time. On top of that, we faced a deficit and high costs for ready-made packaging. To avoid dependence on suppliers, we launched our own packaging workshop. Now we have a completely autonomous cycle. Both the product and the packaging are made by us.
Indeed, producing safe and high-quality goods requires strong expertise. Narrow-profile chemists and technologists are essential to control formulas and meet ecological standards. Kazakhstan lacks such specialists, but the founders found a solution. They quickly established international scientific and production cooperation.
Бізде қазір шетелдік маман.
Right now, we employ foreign specialists and lab technicians. Honestly, this is one of the most painful issues. In Kazakhstan, there really aren't enough strong chemists or qualified lab assistants. Very few technologists and technical experts.
Яғни бізде университетте
At universities, most of it remains at the level of theory. I myself have a specialized education, but unfortunately, there aren't enough production sites where you can gain practical experience.
сол мамандықтардың
That's why opportunities for lab technicians to work freely, introduce innovations, and show initiative are almost non-existent.
әлі жоқтың қасы деп айта аламын.
Today, we produce at least 20 types of products: shampoos, household chemicals, facial cleansers, SPF creams. We can make almost any product. This is largely possible because we've been closely cooperating with Korean manufacturers for about 10 years. We have excellent relationships with them, so whenever necessary, we reach out directly to their laboratories. They share their expertise, recommend how to develop products correctly, suggest quality formulas, and advise what to improve or add to achieve the best results.
The household chemical market in Kazakhstan has shown rapid growth over the past 5 to 7 years. Market indicators are changing dynamically as new production facilities actively enter the industry. Today, there are about 60 enterprises in the country producing washing powders, gels, and cleaning agents. Against this backdrop, the synergy of Korean technology and Kazakhstani production has become the Aijanov's key competitive advantage. Consumers are increasingly turning away from cheap imports in favor of safe, reliable domestic brands.
This machine purifies the water. It goes through a 3-stage filtration process, making it ready for production. The water is then left to settle in this tank for 24 hours before moving to the main blender. Next, we add the components, and that's how the base for our products is made.
біздің ерекшелігіміз біздің барлық өнімді фильтр.
All our products are made using filtered water, cleaner even than drinking water. This is the same standard used in Korean cosmetic production. We add it to shampoos and household chemicals. Another feature is that most of our team are women, and since we produce household chemicals ourselves, we test every product personally. We are very strict about quality. Many think the main thing is low price, but for us, quality always comes first. For example, dishwashing gels can often dry the skin or cause allergies. That's why we developed a gel that doesn't cause allergies and doesn't dry the skin, even with frequent use. When we hear feedback from customers that they enjoy our products, it gives us huge motivation. For us, motivation is not about big money, but about sincere reviews from our clients. They give us strength to keep working and to create even better products.
Жақсы сөздері бізге үлкен күш береді. Одан да жақсы өнім шығаруға жұмыс жасаймыз.
Қазір өздеріңіз ойлап отыр.
As you can see, digitalization and artificial intelligence are being actively introduced everywhere. That's why the current stage of development is truly special and completely different. Everything changes very quickly. What we have today may be gone tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, everything changes again. To be ready for these changes, it's important to have quality raw materials, equipment, and qualified specialists in production. Only then can we release a high quality and worthy product. And most importantly, if domestic production develops, it will definitely have a positive impact on the economy of our country. Their first production workshop was opened in the village of Otigen Batir, better known as Gres. Today, the enterprise is expanding at full speed. Construction of a new large plant is underway.
Қазір біздің тұрған жеріміз жаңа зауытымыз.
Right now, we are inside our new factory building. As you can see, 5 5-ton mixers have been installed here, which means in 6 hours we can produce about 25 tons of product. With round-the-clock operation, the volumes can be even greater. On the first floor, the entire production process is organized. Here, the water is filtered and the products themselves are manufactured.
Өнімдердің ішін дайындаймыз.
Most of the factory's employees are residents of Otigen Batir village. In this way, the entrepreneurs not only provide stable jobs for the locals, but also contribute to the economic development of the community.
I live in the neighboring village in Bayserke. I've been working at this factory for a year. Our schedule is 5 days a week, with Saturday and Sunday off. We produce about 10 types of products. I like all the products the factory makes. All of them are liquid, powders, glass cleaners, and anti-grease solutions for stoves. At this factory, we have about 20 employees, while the office staff is located separately in the city. As for technologists, we try to train our own specialists here in Kazakhstan. But since young professionals still lack experience, we actively involve international expertise. We regularly consult with Korean colleagues and also cooperate with leading technologists from China and Russia.
Currently, construction of the second plant has already been completed and installation of new equipment is in full swing. This large-scale project has become another example of the effectiveness of government programs supporting small and medium-sized businesses in the country. At present, the President supports business, and there are many preferential programs for entrepreneurship development. Overall, many conditions and opportunities are being created for business now.
In the future, this factory will be the enterprise we can proudly pass on to our children, continuing to contribute to the country's economy through taxes. We will do everything possible for that. The production itself involves a lot of complex machinery and equipment, but I don't dive deeply into the technical side. I didn't come from construction or engineering. What I do professionally is analyze the market. I clearly see which products need to be produced, how to promote them effectively, and which ones will be most in demand. In our company, I'm fully focused on sales and marketing, while my husband is responsible for the technical side, the smooth operation of equipment and product quality.
Price, quality, and safety of household chemicals and cosmetics depend largely on raw materials. High-quality raw materials increase demand and build consumer trust. Entrepreneur Jaynar Ayjanova emphasized that their company strives to purchase only the best.
Шикізатты енді барлық жерден аламыз, Ресейден аламыз.
We purchase raw materials from different countries: Russia, Kazakhstan, China, Korea, and even Iran. We choose suppliers where raw materials are most advantageous in terms of both price and quality. Some components already come from Pavlodar, so we try to source locally whenever possible. But for certain shampoos, Kazakhstan doesn't yet produce the necessary compounds, so we import them from Korea to ensure the final product is of high quality.
Біз оны Кореядан алдырамыз. Кореядан аламыз, сонда бізде сапалы өнім шығады.
In the 21st century, competition in the beauty and care industry is growing rapidly, with technologies advancing at incredible speed. That's why cosmetics have become a strategically important part of the Ayjanov's family business. The company has already launched several types of high-quality skincare products that are winning consumer trust. With a new plant reaching full capacity, this direction will gain even stronger momentum.
In 2025, we released a sunscreen SPF cream, as well as cleansing products and sherbets. We've worked with Korean and Japanese manufacturers for 10 years, so this field is very familiar to us. In the future, once the main production moves into the new building, we plan to introduce more high-quality products to the Kazakhstan's market.
The modern market demands not just products, but recognizable and strong domestic brands. The Ayjanov's case is a vivid example. Their ambition to enter the CIS market set a high bar from the start, turning a local startup into a competitive trademark.
Біз енді қазір екі саламен жұмыс жасап жатырмыз, екі направление.
We are developing in two directions. First is contract manufacturing. Many bloggers and entrepreneurs today go to China or Korea to launch their own brands. We offer to do all of this inside Kazakhstan. We can produce almost any product under the customer's brand with guaranteed quality right here in Almaty. The second direction is distribution of ready-made products under our own brand, household chemicals and shampoos, which we sell across Kazakhstan through our network of representatives.
Представительдер арқылы продаж жасаймыз.
Their independence is reinforced by their own packaging production. The factory operates 3 machines for blowing bottles from 100 ml to 1 liter, as well as canisters from 2 to 6 liters. Another 3 units produce branded packaging for shampoos and cosmetics. Production capacity is also expanding. While the current workshops use 1-ton mixers, the new plant will install modern mixers ranging from 5 to 15 tons. This will allow output of up to 40,000 units of finished products per day. Thus, a family business that began with a big dream grows into a large-scale industrial complex.
We are now in the process of obtaining certification for the entire product line. First, we provide samples to laboratories, and after registering EA/EU declarations and halal certification, we will launch large-scale production. We entered this industry without prior experience or knowledge, and it took a huge amount of time to learn. But today, our goal is to become one of the largest household chemical and cosmetic factories in the CIS. Ahead of us is participation in international exhibitions, and I'm absolutely confident that Kazakhstani products will take their rightful place in the market.
Нарығына шығамыз деп ойлаймын.